Let's go. Q93, Alexandria's #1 hit music station. Previously with the Morning Q crew.
Q93, Alexandria's #1 hit music station. So a lot of people are raised where your parents always told you need to make your bed in the morning, right? Before you leave.
Right.
Sometimes first thing when you wake up, you should roll out the bed and make it. Well, there's some evidence out there that maybe not first thing in the morning. All right?
Oh.
You might want to push it off just a little bit. When you sleep, your body gives off heat and sweat that soaks into your bedding.
Oh.
And if you make the bed the second you get up, you're actually sealing all that grossness in there.
Ew.
And on top of that, the warm little cocoon you just came out of becomes prime real estate for dust mites, Nancy.
Oh.
Dust mites, they love moisture.
Let it air out then.
They love dead skin cells. They say that they're one of the biggest problems for anyone with allergies or asthma. So if you suffer from that, part of the problem could be your bed.
Oh,
So
gosh.
a tightly made bed can turn into an all-inclusive resort for all those little boogers.
Oh, my gosh.
And your boogers, too.
Ah!
So instead, they recommend pulling back your covers and letting the bed breathe for about 30 to 60 minutes. Crack a window if you can even, or flip on a fan if you don't sleep with one. And if your sheets dry out, they become a whole lot less welcoming to mites, mildew, and funky smells.
That's so gross.
Also, a National Sleep Foundation study found people who make their beds are 19% more likely to report good sleep. So just let it air out a little bit first.
Yeah,
Don't do
let
too
it
quick.
air out. And, you know, do you sweat in your sleep?
Sometimes I wake up. I'm not necessarily, I've woken up before where I kind of have the sweats, but I
think
do
we
wake
all
up
do, but
warm.
well, yeah, I think we all do. But I mean, I sleep with a fan. Like I like it cold.
Me too.
Whenever I sleep, I cannot stand to sleep
And that
in
helps.
a hot room. Yeah.
Put the
so-
AC on 67, have the fan on.
Oh, I put it lower than that.
You put it lower than 67?
Sure, I put it on 64. I want to sleep in an iceberg.
64?
I want to sleep in one of those ice houses,
That
like an
electricity
Eskimo has.
bill must be high. 64.
Well, no, I don't have a central unit. It's just a little window unit, so it's just in that one room.
Oh, that's cold, Nancy.
I keep it cold in there, man. I
like
keep
it
it cold
cold, but
with the
that's really
fan.
cold.
Now in the wintertime, I am running like the heater though. That's the only thing because it gets cold in that house without a central unit.
See, I can't sleep with a heater blowing in my face. Ugh.
No, but I have the fan going too at the same time. It doesn't though. It really doesn't because then it gets too hot with the fan. I mean, with the
Without
heater.
the fan, yeah.
Yeah, without the fan. So I have to put the fan on at the same time to blow the hot air away. But it keeps the warm room. But it blows the
What was up with that Christmas weather over here, too, man? I get back and there's
That was
like
disappointing.
humidity
It
and
didn't
fog.
even feel like Christmas to me.
Freaking, I opened the door to take my wreath off. And the freaking mosquitoes are coming in the house. I'm like, what is happening?
I got bit in my bed the other night by a
That's because
mosquito.
you're baking your bed too quick.
No, it's from the mosquitoes coming in.
We all know it's from that funk in
No,
your bed.
it's the mosquitoes.
You sweating at night.
Can't imagine what's growing in your belly button at night.
You in my belly. I do need to wash my sheets, though. I got to do that. I'm due for a good cleansing.
Yeah, especially when you come back from vacation, you should just be washing everything.
Yeah,
Freshen it up.
exactly. I got to do some house cleaning this weekend. Q93, Alexandria's #1 hit music station. So there was this story a while back where some weirdo had called into his local radio station in D.C. to report a dead body.
Ah,
He called and told them on the air before calling the cops.
why?
He used the name Joseph, but said it wasn't his real name. He told them that he had found a man's body in the woods near a campsite 18 days ago. And he was just calling the radio station to tell them.
Why?
They immediately asked if he called the cops on the radio program, and he basically said that he hadn't got around to it.
What?
He told them that he'd probably call that day, but
He probably killed him.
they pressed him, and they got him to call as soon as he hung up. He said it might have been a homeless guy who overdosed, that it
Would
looked
you
like
still call?
the body had been there a while. He also talked about how he always wanted to come upon something like that.
He always wanted to?
Yeah, he said the fact that the body was months old made it even better.
What?
They were probably hoping it was a sick prank, but it was not. The cops did eventually find a body.
Oh my gosh.
He was so creepy on the call that it almost sounded like he, may have been involved in the death or something, right? But as far as we know, that was not the case. Cops said they are investigating. So it had me thinking, Nancy, we've been in radio long enough. What are some of the craziest, maybe not even a caller, but the craziest situation you've had to deal with when on the radio or working in radio? Something similar to this. Can you think of anything?
I mean, off the top of my head, I was creeped out one night when I was working in radio, and it was a night shift, and it was before midnight, and I was getting ready to sign off the air and leave, and I was leaving by myself. I was working by myself, and this guy called on the phone and said, I'll be there in 10 minutes, and hung up.
Oh my god!
And this was like before we had like caller ID and stuff. I'm like, what? Who is this? What man just told me he'd be there in 10 minutes? And I thought it was my boss or something. I called and I was like, did you just call me and say you're going to be here in 10 minutes? No. Like, who was that?
That is scary.
Because I had no one coming to relieve me, because at that time we would sign off at night. So there was nothing playing. We'd play like the Star Spangled Banner and all that stuff, and like broadcasting and such
Were
and
you
such.
alone? You were
I was alone.
Ugh.
And I had to go out the back door by myself. So that was creepy, but nobody ever showed up.
Thank
but
God.
He was like, you could always call the police and tell them to escort you out. And I'm like, I'm just going to make a run to my car. Like, it was
I'm
right
gonna
by
make a run for it.
Yeah, I'm just going to make a run for it. I'm not going to bother cops for that. But it was pretty creepy. What about you?
This is not as serious as that. But when I first got started, we used to do, at this older radio station, they would do like a show where it was all older music, and they have a lot of requests at night. And sometimes those guys, man, they would call, and as soon as you played their song, they were calling back again. And it was getting to be not a radio shows, it was their personal playlist,
Oh my gosh.
And this one guy, he called me, and he was starting to get mad because what I was doing was I would take his request, but I would try to wait a little while and play other people's. And so I knew as soon as I played, he'd call back with another song. And a lot of times it's the same artist or something like that. So I was like, I'm trying to spread the love. And he called me, and he was mad. And he's like, I called so long ago, and you ain't played my song. I'm calling your boss. And his name was Mark. I'm calling Mark, and I'm going to let him know you ain't playing my request. And like, he was threatening to get me in trouble or anything. He was giving me hell that night.
Oh my God.
So finally I was like, there ain't no skin off my butt. And I was like, call him. I don't care. So that was kind of...
Did you get in trouble?
I did not get in trouble. I don't know. I left a note on Mark's
Was that guy drunk?
door that, hey, some dude was being a jerk.
That guy was probably drunk.
Probably so.
But let me tell you, that absolutely reminds me of this guy who called me who was drunk before. And he was a coach of a Little League team, and they had won, like a game or something like that. Maybe it was a big game or whatever. And he was calling, and he kept calling to request a country song, but that was on our other station. This is the same station you and I used to work at, okay? So we had our oldies music on the FM station, and on the AM station we had the country music. But I couldn't go play country music on the AM station. I was working on the FM. I'm like, sir, I can't take your request. I want to hear that song. And he was becoming belligerent with me. And I was like, sir, I can't play that song because I'm working on the FM station. And he turns out he worked with my dad. He called my dad and woke him up.
Oh my God.
And asked my dad called me groggy, like, can you just play his song? He called me and woke me up. When I tell you, I was so angry that he called my dad and woke him up. So when that guy finally called me back, I said, listen up, sir. You called my dad and woke him up. First of all, he doesn't have any say in what I do over here. This is my job. And the nerve of you to call my dad and wake him up.
Pissed me off too.
And you know what? He was the guy who would hand my dad the mail so my dad would take it home. Yeah, he wouldn't do that anymore for he got mad at my dad.
Well, you don't act like that.
He was petty with my dad.
That's crazy
because of what I said.
There,
yeah, so he was, and I told him off. I said, and being drunk, by the way, is not a good role model for the Little League kids that you're with right now. So I told him the heck off. So anyway.
Q93 Alexandria's #1 hit music station. Go to your favorite podcast app and search Best of the Morning Q Crew. Subscribe today. We also have the link for you at Q93FM.com. It's the best moments from this show each week. Free 99 podcast form. Check it out.
All right, Josh. So you don't have a dog. I do, but your parents have a dog, and you see it often, okay? So maybe you can kind of relate to this. So a new poll found people who describe themselves as introverts are much more likely to think their dog is an introvert too. So 74% of dog owners think their pup has a similar personality to them in key ways, so things like energy levels, social habits, and how emotional they are. Introverts were more likely to say their dog is shy, cautious, or quiet. Extroverts were twice as likely to say their dog has an outgoing personality. So, how is your parents' dog?
She is spoiled rotten. And she has some weird ways, like very
that's
weird.
Just like you.
You saying she's like her brother?
Yeah.
Like you get a trash bag and you shake it out like that, she just starts going crazy. When I walk in the door, she ain't seen me in 2 days. She just cries like hysterically, like.
She loves her brother.
She'll do that for like 5 minutes.
She loves her.
I'm like, you're gonna have a heart attack. Like it's bad.
What is she? She's a Shih Tzu?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so cute.
I think no, she's a schnauzer. I think.
Oh, Schnauzer. Okay,
I don't
I'm sorry.
know. She's a mini schnauzer. I think.
She's a shit schnow.
I don't know, but she's sweet as heck. But
She's
she
a
has some
schnauzer.
weird ways.
My dog, I don't know what he is. He's a Draco. That's his name. Is Draco, and he's a jerk.
With his
because
white eye.
He's blind in one eye, poor baby. But he's a Malfoy. Okay? He's a jerk like a Malfoy. He's blonde like a Malfoy. But I love him, and he is very much introverted. He doesn't like dealing with other dogs or anything. But anyway, here are the top 5 traits people think they share with their dog. So number 1, you're both friendly. 65% agreed. Number 2, affectionate. 50% agreed to that. 39% said energetic. 39% said easygoing, and 31% said independent. So
I do think it's funny. We all think our dogs are so unique and special, but then when you go see a dog that's the same breed, and you realize that dog does the same things that your dog does, you're like, it's just kind of a lot of their traits are based on their breed.
yeah, and see, my dog, the vet doesn't even know what breed he is. Like I asked her, and I was like, "What breeds do you?" Because he's just a street mutt, and I'm like, "What breeds do you think he's mixed with?" And she goes, "He's."
The dog.
She
he's a
goes,
mutt.
he's a Draco. That's what she said.
Draco.
He's his own breed.
I am thinking about getting a dog though, especially once my fiance eventually moves in. Maybe we'll get a dog. I don't know. It's some costs that come
should.
with that. I want a weenie dog. I've been wanting
Yeah.
my weenie dogs passed away in 2018. I haven't had dogs since, and
I think y'all should get a dog.
I think I want a
that would be
weenie dog.
cute.
I really
Yeah.
do. We went to one of her relatives for Christmas, and one of her relatives have a weenie dog. And like I always had the miniature weenie dogs.
Uh-huh.
This one was the full.
Oh, the full one? Yeah, my cousin had one growing up.
So cute. I was like, I need a weenie dog. I need a weenie dog. I really do.
Yeah.
Q93 Alexandria is number 1 hit music station. Find us on social media at Q93 Alexandria and at Morning Q Crew.
All right, Josh, you ready for some nerd news?
What you got today?
Let's talk about in fruit news. We found a planet shaped like a lemon.
Really?
Yeah, its atmosphere is so hot, almost 3,000 degrees, that it heats up the whole planet. The gravity of its star pulling on it is what gives it that lemon shape. So that's why it looks like a lemon, because of the gravity that pulls on the gravity of its star pulling on it. So
That's so fascinating. There's so much out there that we don't know about.
I know, right? So let's say in GPS news, a study found that a big enough solar storm could cause satellites to collide and set off a huge chain reaction. There are 14,000 of them in low Earth orbit that have to be repositioned constantly, and a solar storm could prevent that. There's a 30% chance of a collision if we lost control for 24 hours.
That's scary. That'll probably be our next terrorist attack, honestly, is an attack on our
Can you
infrastructure.
imagine? I mean, there are 14,000 of them in low Earth orbit, and they constantly have to be repositioned.
That's
So
crazy.
that is insane. And in online troll news, a study found trolls. A study found we tend to overestimate how many people post hateful things online. Only 3% of Reddit users post toxic comments, and the average guess was 43%. So that's a very
I don't know if I believe that.
overestimate. But
That's on Reddit,
But
though,
that's
too.
only on Reddit. But the study also found those 3% of users generate a third of all comments posted on the site. In a quarter of a century news, National Geographic put together a list of the biggest scientific breakthroughs of the past 25 years. They include gene editing technology, the first 3-parent baby, the first picture of a black hole, and the first direct evidence that dinosaurs had feathers.
First 3-parent baby. How
Yeah,
does
I'm
that
going to have
work?
to read that. I don't know, but I love National Geographic. So, and finally, Josh, in future news, you ready for the future? Since we're talking about a new year coming, future news. Nature.com posted a list of science predictions for 2026. Okay. They think there's a chance AI scientists will arrive next year and start making breakthroughs on their own.
Maybe AI can cure cancer since we can't seem to figure it out.
That would be something amazing that would finally prove something good for AI instead of making goofy pictures. But they say the coming year could bring the first consequential scientific advances made by AI.
Says the person who put me in a dress for Christmas about goofy AI pictures.
You looked beautiful in that dress, Josh. You absolutely did. Don't deny it.
I cringe. You know what's about ick earlier? When I see that picture, I get the ick. I cringe.
You were a Christmas beauty, Josh.
You even gave me chest
You
hair.
were a Christmas queen. Well, somebody had to give you chest hair because you can't grow it on your own.
Damn. That says nerd news. We'll be right back. Q93, Alexandria's #1 hit music station. I do need a social media detox. I had a little bit of it last week. I went to Orlando for Christmas, and I wasn't on very much. And I was going to make some content over there and post and stuff, but I was like, you know what? I just want to not be on social
Enjoy
media.
the moment.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to have to deal with any of that. The stress that comes with it.
And
it was
it
great.
is stressful. It is stressful
It's
to
a
try
burden.
to keep
It really
it. It
is.
is a burden. It's hard to keep up with that because I have to do it for some of my other jobs, and it is very burdensome. But listen, there's actually a study that came out that found doing a social media detox, it might actually not make you use your phone less. They had 300 young adults avoid social media for a week, and they actually spent more time on their phone. They just used it for other stuff. So here's some of the
Well, that makes sense because everything's on our phone.
Everything's on our phone.
Contact people or banking information. I mean, it's all there.
Right. I mean, researchers tracked 295 young adults who quit Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and X for a week, monitoring their phones to see what they did instead. So participants cut social media use by 9 hours per week, but increased overall screen time by 15 seconds daily and spent 43 extra minutes at home each day. Depression dropped. Are you ready for this? Depression dropped by 25%.
Wow.
Anxiety fell by 16%.
Anxiety!
And insomnia decreased by 14% during the detox week, but loneliness didn't improve. Instagram, 68% kept using it. Snapchat, 49% were hardest to quit, while TikTok, Facebook, and X were easier to avoid. Self-reported problematic behaviors like comparing yourself to others predicted mental health issues better than total screen time did. So, yeah. So young adults who quit social media for a week didn't swap scrolling for hiking or reading. They just simply found other ways to stay on their phones.
So it's beneficial, but yet it's not a cure-all. It doesn't solve everything.
It is, and you're right. We use our phones for so many things. Like, I mean, I watch TV on my phone because, I don't have a working TV at home, but I don't have Wi-Fi at home, so it's no use.
Just use your
I
data
just
plan.
use I have an unlimited data plan, so I just use my phone on it. Yeah.
Someone had posted this on social media the other day, and it made me laugh a little bit. They were like, I wonder how many miles I've scrolled with my thumb.
Yeah, really.
Think about that. How many times you scroll a day on that phone, and how many miles that equals?
That must be our strongest finger, Now
No, I'll show you my strongest finger. Watch out. Hey!
Oh, that is definitely yours.
Q93, Alexandria's #1 hit music station. Always streaming at Q93FM.com and the Q93 app and through your smart speaker. And someone polled over 1,000 adults across the United States, asked which age range they think they'll look back on as the best years of their life. They broke it down by decade, 0 to 9, 10 to 19, then your 20s, 30s, 40s, and so on. It was close, Nancy. But the decade people think will be the best years of their lives are the 20s. Their 20s came in at #1, followed by your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, and then your tweens and teens. 12% said 60s, 70s, or 80s.
Nobody said 0 to 9?
5% said the first decade on Earth was the best, so 5%.
Yeah, I love my first decade. I love those time when I was a little kid. You didn't have to worry about anything. Like, your parent, like I had good parents and grandparents.
You do have a very positive outlook on life.
Yeah.
I don't know about death or bills or anything else.
Yeah, I know. Like everything was great. Mom and dad tucking you in. Like you had Christmas presents. Like Santa was, coming.
And you're so like naive.
Yeah.
innocent.
And your life was a fantasy world, you know,
Yeah.
you're reading books, like everything was an adventure, you know, you're learning new things.
I do
That's
miss
such a great
that.
time.
The world's hardened me over the years.
Exactly.
I used to be a very innocent, naive, sweet, loving, like, I never thought people could be capable of anything mean.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. And then I'm surprised more people didn't say 0 to 9.
Like, kids would steal pencils from me in school, and I was clueless because I never thought anyone could do that.
I know. Like, people were really mean to me. I got bullied a lot in school, and that's when, like, the downfall started.
And you get mean and hardened, and you
get
jaded.
hardened you and Jaden's. But you know what? But there's still some, like, you're still a good person, Josh,
Aw,
despite
thank
all of
you.
that.
It's deep
You
down
know,
in there.
It's in there. It's a glimmer.
You know, the Bible mentions that about how you should have, like, be like a child, like
Yeah, we should
when it
have
comes
more
to naive
childlike and, you know, and
innocent.
I think so too. I think despite how hard the world is sometimes, we should, you know,
Remember
still
to be
have,
like a child.
remember that, you know, just be nice. Some people are going through hard times too, and we have to remember that. Like they say, you never know what someone else is going through.
Yeah. And guess what? Creed has a song about that, too.
Of course they do.
So let the children play inside your heart always. He's talking about being a kid. Never die inside.
What's
being a
your
kid.
before we go? What's your best decade?
I'm gonna go 30s because things were a little rough for a while, but they've turned around recently.
Yeah, look at you. You're engaged.
So I'm
and-
gonna say I'm gonna hope my 30s. You know, after that I'm gonna get old and then I'll be dead soon. So
No,
I'm going 30s.
You're so pessimistic, Josh.
So let the children play inside your heart always. Q93 Alexandria's #1 hit music station, streaming at Q93FM.com and the Q93 app and through your smart speaker. So 2026 is here, Nancy.
Yes.
What are some of your resolutions or your goals or things you're keeping in your mind that you would like to maybe accomplish? You're not setting it in stone per se, but it's something you kind of made a little note of.
So I noticed I spent very little time with my friends this past year.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, at least two of them, Gretchen and Chris, two of my best friends, I really want to spend more time with them this year. And that's something I really want to do, spend more time with friends.
You and I haven't spent a lot of time with our friend Anona.
I know, and I called her for around Christmas to say Merry Christmas. And I was like, you know what? I feel so bad. And she says, you know, I feel bad too. I haven't called either. And we used to go have Chinese all the time.
It's probably been a year, huh?
I don't think it's been a year.
It's getting
has
close.
It? I don't know, but it's been a while.
6 months?
Yeah, for some. So I do want to spend more time with friends. That's my
I like
main
that.
goal this year. And of course, work on finances. That's another thing that I really need to work on.
Okay.
Yeah, get my life together. Get my stuff organized.
Need me to go to your house and help you organize?
No, I mean my finances organized.
okay.
Get my stuff in order.
You know, the fall there's so much going on in the fall. I find I spend a lot more money in the fall. It's always so busy in the fall. So now we're in January, things slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
You can maybe not spend as much. I would like to tighten things up a little bit, pinch
Okay.
a little bit of pennies.
Yeah.
I say that every year, and something ends up happening.
I don't think you can pinch pennies any more than you already do, but okay.
What you mean? I literally take vacations every other month.
That's why.
But
But I mean, I think that's why you pinch so many pennies just so you can take
that's
those
it.
vacations.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I would like to just tighten up the cheeks just a little bit.
Tighten the cheeks.
And then also, I got to start eating better. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not calling it a diet. I'm not saying I want to get to 90 pounds. I'm just saying I can't keep eating like I've been eating. It's not healthy.
And see, I don't even set that as a resolution anymore. That's just my general everyday life. Like, I just try to do better.
I can't eat all this processed food anymore. I can't keep
No.
eating out. I got to do something. I got to start exercise. I would like to just ride my bike every day for 20 minutes.
You can eat out, just make better choices.
Yeah,
you know, if
I
you
got
go
to
out.
make better. Right now, I've just
Yeah.
been letting it rip because it was the holidays and I was off track. It's time
I
to get on
know.
track, Nancy.
It's
It
time to get on
starts
track.
Today.
Today.
No more kicking the can down the road, Nancy.
No.
It starts today. We can do it. Willpower.
Remember this come 2027.
It's mind over matter.
Okay.
We're going to play this back in,
Yeah,
in a year from
2027.
now.
1 year. 365 days from today. I kicked the can down the road, Nancy.
I'm like, so this is what happened, Nancy.
365 days in a row, I kicked that can, Nancy.
So what are your New Year's resolutions? Do you have any goals, anything in mind? We'd love to hear from you this morning. You can give us a call at 318-473-0093. If you can't get through the studio line, you can also use the shout-out feature in the Q93 app. You can send us a message through Q93FM.com or just slide in our DMs. We love it when you do that. We're at Q93 Alexandria and at Morning Q Crew. Q93 is on all the socials: Facebook, X, Threads, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Give us a like and follow Q93 Alexandria at Morning Q Crew. You can also find Nancy K. Duplichet and myself at Off Air with Josh.
All right, Josh, we kind of touched on this briefly, but how many episodes do you watch of a show before you tend to give up on it?
I tell you what, my cousin, this is the best example I have. He once recommended that I'd watch Prison Break on Netflix. So I did, and shoot, I was 12, 15 episodes in.
Dang.
This is an older series when they had like 20
I tried watching it. I gave
season.
up after the first episode.
It was dry.
Yeah,
it was really bad.
I gave up after the first one.
And I talked to him the night before, and I literally had told him, like, I about gave you all the patience I have. I'm about to tap out. He's like, no, stay with it. And then the next day, it clicked.
Really?
And the show never stopped. It was so good after that. But it's hard to be patient with a show when it's dry.
It is. Like, Breaking Bad is one of them that I tried. The first episode, I was like, but everyone kept saying, no, it's one of the best shows ever.
Give it time.
And I couldn't do it, Josh.
Try
it was
again.
But everybody keeps saying, so this is what some people are saying. So there's a new study based on IMDb ratings, and it found that you should give a new show on average 6 episodes to get good. So here are 12 shows that took a while to hit their potential and the number of episodes it took to reach its potential. Okay, and they do mention Breaking Bad, and that one took 6. Doctor Who took 6 episodes. Friends took 7 episodes. South Park, one of my favorite shows, took 8. Seinfeld took a whopping 16 episodes because in the first season, they were still getting their footing, but each season got better than the last. So you can really start Seinfeld, I would say, maybe start like in the second, third season.
No, you want to start from the beginning.
You can start from the beginning, but you just have to stick with it because
it takes time for them to develop everything.
If you stick with it, I promise each season is top tier from the last. It's so much better.
30-minute episodes, like those shorter shows, like South Park or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are definitely a lot easier to give time because
for sure.
the episodes are short.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They say 8 episodes. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 8 episodes. Community, 7. Brooklyn Nine-Nine took 6 episodes. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 13 episodes. The 100 took 9 episodes. And BoJack Horseman, 8 episodes. So.
Prison Break takes a while. But it's good after that.
It was
so good.
I'm going to give Breaking Bad another chance.
Do that, yeah.
Yeah, because I did the first episode. I'm like, eh.
You got to give it more than that.
I will.
Because we talked with Hank last year.
Yeah.
Remember, Hank?
We did. We talked with Hank, and that was really good. So
Dean Norris.
I'm going to give it another go.
All right. So the question is for you: how many episodes do you give up, or you give before you give up, when you're binge watching a show you haven't tried before? Also, we want to know what are some of your binge watching shows. You like Breaking Bad? You like Prison Break? We want to know. 318-473-0093, Q93FM.com. Use the Q93 app or DM us. Q93 Alexandria and at Morning Q Crew. Q93 Alexandria is #1 hit music station. Save this date, Thursday, January 22nd. It's our annual Children's Miracle Network Mediathon. We're going to need your help, Sinlaw. We'll also have that gumbo drive-through lunch here at Sinlaw Broadcasting, 1115 Texas Avenue from 11 to 2 while supplies last. Details at Q93FM.com.
Okay, Josh. So there's always been this fear about growing older with people, but we should revere the elderly because they're actually pretty wise and they have some habits that we can pick up on that are good habits, actually. There's a thread on social media where people are talking about, quote, old person habits they've adopted because they're actually really good ideas. And here are some of the best ones. How about doing weekend errands before noon to beat the crowds?
I have learned in my old age of 31, early bird gets the worm.
It's true.
And I never was like that. I used to sleep till like 12 every day. Okay?
Yeah.
But when I started doing this morning show, it forced me to be more of a morning person.
Right.
I'm not a morning person, but I had to start waking up early.
Yeah.
Now when I leave for trips, I like to leave very early because
Yeah.
you beat the. When I go get lunch during the day over here, before that crazy Alexandria lunch rush happens, there's a certain time I know I need to go have my lunch picked
Right.
up by. Early
You beat the
bird
crowd.
gets the worm.
It's true. And this goes with like eating early dinners because you get better sleep if your food's properly digested.
That one I don't do because I'm a night owl and I like to eat late.
No, hold on.
And I think it's because I don't
Hold
eat a
on.
breakfast, so I end up
When
eating late.
you and Nona and I would go out, you always wanted to go eat at 5 o'clock.
That's my first meal. I usually eat something around 8 or 9
You're a
as well.
hobbit.
And then also, I don't like to be out at night. I think my mom has instilled that in me. She always told me nothing good happens at night. I should stay home. Like once it gets dark.
All the fun stuff happens at night. What
So
you talking about?
I try not to be out at night. I don't like to be out. I don't like driving at night either.
How are you even engaged? I don't even know.
By the good Lord,
Yeah,
he
'cause you got
blessed
set
me.
up for your date. That's how.
Yes.
No, I'm not even going to joke on you. At least you have somebody. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to mess with you. So how about ignoring the clock? So eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired. So how about using lap blankets and heated blankets?
Oh, we're not there yet.
No, not there yet. I'll use a lap blanket if I need one. Like what? If you're cold, use a cover up, Switching to comfortable clothes indoors like slippers and sweatpants. I do that when I get home. I'm changing.
I love PJs.
Oh, I change as soon as I get home. And let me
Absolutely.
tell y'all, women, you know this, okay? If you're home, you're done working for the day, and that bra comes off, it's not coming on again until tomorrow. So if like your kids want you to go somewhere or somebody asks
They
you
better
to
let you
come
know
over,
quick.
you better let me know fast before I'm finished, because when I come home, here's what I'm doing. I'm taking my dog out to potty. I'm feeding the animals. Once that's done and I sit down,
And the dogs are taking off the leash.
yeah, get those puppies off the leash like you said. How about wanting to stay home? Others can come too, but that's an old people habit, but that's pretty much introverts. Using closed captioning on everything you watch. Josh, I started doing that, and let me tell you, that has helped so much.
I know a lot of people like that. I don't really use it all that much.
I like it because of the shows that I watch, because sometimes it's harder to understand these days. Like I started doing that with Game of Thrones.
Squid Game is like that.
Yeah, Squid Game too.
Which I never watched the last 2 seasons of that. I saw the
didn't
first
either.
one because you told me to watch it.
Yeah.
Remember, you forced me
I
to watch
know.
it.
How about picking up sewing, crocheting, and knitting as a form of meditation? I want to learn crocheting because it looks so cool. Having a plastic bag full of other plastic bags, I do that.
Yes, that makes the best trash bags.
It does, but I use them whenever I go walk my dog in the park,
That
pick
works
up
too,
after him.
yeah.
Having a box of tissues in every room.
Especially the Target trash bag. Those are nice trash bags. It's thick. Those thick Target bags. High quality.
I started doing this, lowering the volume while you're parallel parking or just backing up your car. I do that all the time. Yeah, but there's
I
a
do
lot.
lower the volume sometimes when I get into a stressful area.
Yeah, but let us know, guys, what are some old people habits that you appreciate, that you started using? Maybe if you're not elderly yourselves, maybe if you're younger, that you like. What'd you say?
318-473-0093. Join in the conversation. Q93FM.com, Q93 app, or DM us, Q93 Alexandria, and at Morning Q Crew. Q93 Alexandria is #1 hit music station every weekday from 11 to 1. Join Scotty Mack here on the Q for your lunchtime hits, brought to you by the Salad Station. He has today's hits and your request. And again, the Salad Station is located on the corner of Jackson and Texas. Be sure to go by there, get their soups, their gumbo, their salads, their protein bowls. Go treat yourself for lunch, and thank them for bringing you all your lunchtime hits here on Q93.
All right, Josh. So it is a new year, which means there are some new laws that go into effect in our great state of Louisiana. So
I'm from Louisiana.
here in the boot, how's this one? This is a big one for everybody. Hands-free driving law is now going to be fully enforced. So make sure if you're making a call, it is completely hands-free. You're no longer allowed to hold a mobile phone to text, scroll, browse, or anything, which you shouldn't have been doing anyway. So
I'm kind of guilty of some of that.
we all are. Come on, at some time we're all kind of guilty of that.
Yeah.
But at this point, our technology is advanced. We don't really need it. Like if I'm calling somebody, I can just say call so and so on my phone. Car was my last vehicle, which I just got this vehicle like a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
So my previous vehicle, I could not do that with that one. So but I can do it with this one.
That's good.
Yeah, expand incentives for home fortification. So homeowners who invest in strengthening their properties against severe weather will see expanded tax deductions starting this year.
Whoop,
So yeah, eligible upgrades include improvements designed to enhance wind resistance and structural integrity. Hello, hurricanes. Right?
Oh, no. You just reminded me it's soon going to be hurricane season again.
No, don't say that. It's not going to be soon hurricane season. Don't even say that. It's only January 1st. We
And
have
we're
a while.
about to, we'll soon be losing an hour again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Calm down. Change to civil liability rules. So one of the most significant legal shifts involves how fault is assigned in personal injury lawsuits. Another law limits on recoverable medical expenses. So that's another tort reform measure, limits how medical expenses are calculated in injury cases. New roofing contractor licensing requirements. So residential roofing contractors will face new licensing rules, and roofing projects exceeding 7,500 will require contractors to hold either a residential roofing license or residential construction license with a roofing designation. I know we have a lot of roofers.
A lot of roofers.
Business tax changes for pass-through entities. Also, here's what residents basically need to know, Josh. I'm going to give you the rundown. With the new laws taking into effect, residents and businesses encouraged to prepare. Drivers should ensure compliance with hands-free driving rules. Contractors should confirm licensing requirements. Business owners may want to review tax planning strategies. Anyone involved in litigation should be aware that new standards will apply to fault and damages. So
Yeah, I think they passed some of that to try to help with the auto insurance rates being so high. I don't know if it's going to work or not.
Gosh, mine are high. It's ridiculous.
And you don't even have like a newer model car. It's not a sports car.
I don't, and I'm an
You haven't been in
excellent
a
driver.
wreck?
I've never been in a. I am an excellent driver. I've
That's
had the same
crazy.
insurance company for years. It's just,
Maybe that's the problem. You need to switch companies.
I probably do. I need
Say,
to
you
probably
know, I've been
just-
loyal to y'all.
Yeah.
And I have got nothing in return.
Exactly. So, but also, whenever there's a new insurance commissioner up for election, y'all do your homework.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true too.
because I'm telling you that I'm an insurance commissioner. I'm an election commissioner.
You're an insurance commissioner.
No, I'm an
You really
ele-
are jack of all trades and master of none.
I'm an election commissioner, and let me just say,
No one shows up for those things.
a lot of people don't vote,
Unless it's the
and
presidential election.
Exactly, unless it's a really big election. But hello, insurance commissioner is important. And I'm not saying anything against our current insurance commissioner, but I'm just saying y'all do your homework
And
and
vote for
decide
all the
on who
elections.
you think is the best candidate and who could do the best for our state.
Q93, Alexandria's #1 hit music station. Last year we made some New Year's predictions, and Nancy said it was going to be the new Florida man would be the Alabama man. As she sipped out of her Yeti cup. It was funny. Or Stanley. That was turned out not to be true. I had predicted the Lions wouldn't go to the Super Bowl, and I was correct because their defense was hot garbage. And now we're here, 2026. Time to make a prediction. Nancy,
Right.
you want to go first?
Sure. So I predict AI
Oh, gosh.
will replace all radio broadcasters across the country, with the exception.
Why would you do that?
Wait, hear me out. With the exception of the Morning Q crew.
That is a horrible prediction. You're
Come on.
bad at this.
Come on.
The
We're
goal-
safe. We're
Do
safe.
you
We're safe.
understand the goal is to actually predict something that would realistically happen?
Let me have my fun. Let me enjoy myself.
I like to stay with the sports side of things just because it's almost playoff time at the beginning of the new year, so it's like it's on everyone. It's very topical right now.
Yeah.
So here's my prediction. A wild card team in the postseason will make it to the Super Bowl this year. There's so many good teams. There's a lot of 11, 12, 13 win teams. It's hard to get into the playoffs this year. I think there's going to be a wild card team that surprises and makes a run for it and gets to the Super Bowl. That's what I think.
Okay. I predict I'm going to release a new book this year.
Are you writing a book, Nancy?
I've been writing one for years. I just haven't finished
You
it.
really do need to finish. That is something that's worth your time to finish.
It is, and I do need to finish that book.
If you
Or
didn't know,
I'll write
she
a
has the
different
Dark
one, but
Trilogy,
yeah,
and it's available where you get your
Thank
books
you.
at. You can check it out. Nancy
you
K.
for that.
Duplessis.
appreciate that, Josh.
My last prediction is for next year. The New Orleans Saints will be in the postseason. They will make the playoffs next year.
What? Okay, I hope on that. Can I give you my last
Yep.
prediction?
What you got?
I predict this year we're going to raise even more money for the Children's Miracle Network.
Oh, that's a good one because it's
coming up soon.
That is very well might happen.
It's coming up on January 22nd.
It
coming
is.
up very soon. So I predict we're going to raise more money this year.
And you can help by tuning in on Thursday, January 22nd. Also with the Gumbo drive-through lunch we have at Sunlight Broadcasting, 1115 Texas Avenue on that day from 11 to 2 while supplies last.
Yep.
That's our predictions. We want to know your predictions. You can chime in by calling us 318-473-0093. Go to Q93FM.com. Use the shout-out feature in the Q93 app. Or send us a DM. Q93 Alexandria at Morning Q Crew. Or find Nancy K. Duplessis. Or at Off Air with Josh. We'll be right back. Q93 Alexandria's #1 hit music station. Check out our podcast. It's the best moments from the show each week in podcast form. Links at Q93FM.com. Or just search Best of the Morning Q Crew in your favorite podcast app. You know, Nancy, you can't go a day without someone pitching you a hack. You know, we always talk about hacks on this show. Tips, tricks, a hack.
That's a tip for the rest of you.
I know you hate the word hack, but when you say hack like that, it makes me hate hack.
Yeah,
I hate how
you
say that. I hate when you do that. Just say hack.
It's like it's like you're hacking something up, like hawking something up, or it's like you're hacking someone to death. Like there's no positive word for the use hack for using hack.
Well, they're talking about like self-help.
Then use a tip. Use the word tip.
Social media influencers, friends. Everyone's got a tip or a hack.
Okay,
or something.
2026. Can we get rid of the word influencer, please?
I'm sorry, but that one's here to stay for a little longer.
No, get rid of influencer.
The reason for that, though, is because happiness sells. And according to research, happiness doesn't even buy happiness. Here's the idea, Nancy. All right, I know
that sounds dumb, but go ahead. The fact that an influencer came up with it, I'm not sold, but go ahead.
Trying too hard for maximum happiness might be making us miserable.
Okay, but that's not happiness not buying happiness. That's trying too hard.
It drains our mental energy. It's leaving us with less willpower for other important tasks and decisions. And it adds pressure. That creates a snowball effect, Nancy. You decide to try making yourself feel happier, and then the effort depletes your ability to do the kinds of things that actually make you feel good, like being active, productive, solving problems. The researchers is not influencers. This is research. All right? This is science.
Science.
They say you shouldn't give up on the pursuit, but chill out about it. Don't stress about being super happy all the time. Look at what you have already and just accept it as something that gives you happiness. Stop trying to be happier. Be happy. Don't be obsessed about it. So that's what science says.
Like the old song, "Don't worry, be happy."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's so the title's a little misleading. It's not happiness that doesn't buy happiness. It's trying too hard.
No,
doesn't buy happiness.
It's happiness cannot buy. If you're trying to be too happy all the time, it's not going to make you happy.
Right, but it's not happiness that doesn't buy happiness because that's stupid. That doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Clearly said if you're always trying to get happiness, it doesn't make you happy.
But it's not saying happiness doesn't buy happiness. It's saying always trying.
You always pick fights over semantics.
Trying is
tomato,
the key word. No, it's literally
thing.
different. It's not the same thing. Trying is the key word.
See, you're trying too hard, and you're trying to be happy by making yourself happy, thinking you're saying this right, and you're not. So
I'm not trying to be happy. I'm just pointing out that it was a misleading headline. The cold never bothered me anyway.
Boy, it was cold the other morning, huh?
Cold.
28 degrees.
Get out of bed.
It's like, what the heck's happening?
So cold.
You almost did make it out of bed.
In my warm bed.
You were almost late.
I was.
All right.
You're listening to the best of the Morning Q Crew. Wake up with the Morning Q Crew weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. and subscribe to the best of the Morning Q Crew podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Let's go. Q93.